Hey, California anglers, here's your 2-week fish plan update. Lots to cover, so let's get into it. First off, appreciate all the DMs and emails. We've been working on a new platform, replacing our website, and we'll be rolling it out soon. If you're not already subscribed to the newsletter, now's a good time. We'll be dropping more info shortly. Spring is here, which means this is probably the last big trout push for some spots, especially in Southern California. It really depends on snow levels, but expect things to taper off. Meanwhile, NorCal will likely keep getting more plants. On the other hand, bass spring is about to take off, so if you're into early season bass, now's a good time. Also, a lot of these places are going to start planting catfish soon. On the salmon front, nothing's final, but it's not looking great. 3 options are on the table, and the general feeling is that the season will be closed again for most areas. We'll keep you posted as things develop. All right, let's break down last week and this week by region. Starting in NorCal, last week the main action was in Alameda County, especially with those East Bay parks. You also had a decent number of plants in Amador, El Dorado, and Nevada counties. For this week, confirmed Mount Lassen plants are happening at Contra Loma, Lake Chabot, Lake Temescal, and Quarry Lakes. Chabot is actually getting planted twice. One from Mount Lassen by East Bay Parks, and another by CDFW. Pardee is set to get another plant. They might increase the amount, but boats still aren't allowed, and people aren't thrilled about that. If you head there, expect mixed results. Collins Lake is getting a lot of attention right now, especially from YouTubers. Sandy Wool Lake and Shadow Cliffs are also getting plants, but keep in mind those are CDFW plants, not East Bay Mount Lassen, so they won't be as crowded. Holdover trout from last week should still be around, especially at Lake Comanche, which got 1,000 pounds each at the South Shore Pond and the boat ramp. Los Vaqueros had another 1,000-pound plant. Collins Lake was solid, Jenkinson Lake got 900 pounds, and while it's been a tough lake to fish, some locals are ironically pulling in big native browns. Also, Rollins and Scotts Flat in Nevada County got plants. Overall, a solid week for NorCal, and this week should be similar. Moving down to Central California, Kern County has 8 locations getting plants, Tulare has 5, and both Fresno and Inyo counties have 4. Central California always picks up this time of year while SoCal starts slowing down because of rising temps. For this week, a few standouts. Bright Valley, Diaz Lake, always a solid spot, and Success Reservoir, which gets a lot of attention. Sycamore Island Pond is another fun one, whether you want an easy trip or more of a mission. Last week saw the beginning of this ramp up, and this week is continuing that trend. Expect even more activity in the coming weeks. And finally, in SoCal, San Bernardino and San Diego are where most of the action is happening. LA County and Riverside are winding down, and this might be their last trout plant push before switching to catfish. Lake Jennings and Poway are both getting 1,500 pounds each this week. San Bernardino parks are getting another 747 pounds. Remember that some of those places have multiple ponds, and they will typically split the plants. This is probably their second to last trout plant before switching over to catfish in April. Last week, Cahuilla and Casitas had good plants, and if you're looking at higher elevation lakes, keep an eye on road closures before heading up. LA County had a big push last week, and Diamond Valley got 3,500 pounds, which is always nice. Rancho Jurupa and Skinner both had 825 pounds. Also, Skinner is hosting a trout derby for kids with special needs and their families, thanks to wecanfish.org. Cool event, worth checking out. Orange County was a surprise last week. They had already wrapped up their scheduled plants, but then they did another round. If you're in that area, this is a good last chance at trout before the shift to catfish. One more mention, Lake Wolford. Doesn't always get a ton of attention, but it's been on fire. Someone caught a 10-pound bass, another guy landed a 12-pound catfish, and trout are coming in at 3 to 4 pounds. If you want a multi-species day in San Diego, this is the place to be right now. Looking ahead to next week, expect another strong push from LA, Orange County, and San Bernardino as the season winds down. NorCal and Central California should keep getting more plants. If you can't make it out this week, next week is still looking solid. Owens River is also on our radar. They're planning there and it's been fishing well, but make sure to check the regulations before heading out. They can be different from what you're used to at lakes and reservoirs. That about wraps it up. If you have any topics you want us to cover, regulations, tips, whatever, drop a comment. And yeah, the new California Fish Plants platform is coming soon, so make sure you're signed up. We're also rolling out pro guides with our top spots. Tight lines, stay safe, and we'll see you next week.